YouTube, we're here. Welcome to Cereal at Midnight, the official YouTube channel of cerealatmidnight.com. Whew, takes it out of the old throat there. My name is Heath, and I'm glad you're here because this is a video that actually you guys have asked for a lot. Not all of you, but a lot of requests have come in for me to show you guys my wrestling DVD collection. I have an extensive wrestling DVD collection. Not as big as some. It's not like hundreds and hundreds of items. So this will not be, hopefully, a super long video. My month of trying to cut back a little bit and recharge my batteries continues, and this is an easy way for me to show you a little bit of the collection and not completely drain myself at the same time. So with that being said, I do have a shelf full of wrestling DVDs, but I also have these. These are just kind of the ones that have been pulled and are kind of sitting next to the TV that I've been just watching casually, you know, match here, match there. Got the best of the 2000s WWE set, and by the way, this is not all going to be WWE. Mostly, but not all. Wrestlemania Monday. It's so funny because some of these people are not with the company anymore, and I think this was only last year that this came out. The Attitude Era Volume 3. This is unreleased stuff, which I actually really love. I love watching these unreleased matches. Oftentimes no commentary, which, let's face it, sometimes is an improvement over the commentary that we are occasionally given. Better to have no commentary and just watch the match than to have a commentary that has nothing to do with the match in the ring. It's my opinion. But that being said, I do really enjoy these unreleased matches, dark matches from before shows, after shows. Sometimes these are even on like home video footage. Most of the time they look pretty good, but I love watching unreleased matches. It kind of recreates the live experience. If you go to a WWE show or a live wrestling show, you don't hear the commentary, you just watch the match, and the storytelling is told in the ring. On that note, unreleased 86 to 95. If I had to pick a favorite era of wrestling, it may very well be this. We've got young Undertaker, Ultimate Warrior, Shawn Michaels at the peak of his game, Roddy Piper, Roddy Piper, Bret Hart. Again, unreleased, no commentary on a lot of this stuff. Okay, let's get into some of these are not available in stores. You'll have to do your own searching to find these. I'm not going to tell you where I got some of this stuff because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But let's start with Hulk Hogan Ichiban. This is the Hogan in Japan set. It's 3 discs of Hulk Hogan matches from Japan. And it's so interesting because Hulk Hogan often gets criticized as not being a very good wrestler. We're like, well, he could do the leg drop. He had skills. He just didn't use them very often in the WWF. And it's also interesting because there's a match on here there's 2 matches versus Andre the Giant from 1982. And it's essentially their WrestleMania match before their WrestleMania match. Like everything, the body slam, all the same stuff. But Hulk Hogan gets busted open or cut open in just about every one of these matches. It's crazy. This has the match with Abdullah the Butcher that I think Hogan is still mad about, or says he's mad about. That's the thing about Hogan. He's always working. He's always working. So you can never take anything he says at face value. That's a really cool set. Another really cool set, Sting in Japan. This is, I think, a 2-disc set. Let's see. Yeah, this is a 2-disc set. This is late 80s to the early 90s. You know, a lot of these guys would go work in Japan for a while. It's got Sting versus the Great Muta on here a few times. Muta. Hawk. Sting versus Hawk. Anyway. I don't want to get too. We gotta move, guys. This is very cool, and I cannot tell you where this came from, but maybe you'll be able to figure it out. This is a Ric Flair in Japan Blu-ray set. All these matches look fantastic. This is a fantastic exhibit of Ric Flair's like Japanese work, New Japan, that sort of thing, the IWGP stuff, old school stuff. I love old school wrestling. I'm also a huge fan of Mid-South, if that tells you anything. The legacy of Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody, in case you don't know, hopefully you do, in case you don't, he was one of those guys in the 80s who was kind of one of the leaders of the, just look at the Crimson Mask here, of the, I don't know if we want to call it hardcore, it's very brutal matches. He was a very physical guy, but he also had a ton of wrestling ability that this set really shows off. And then this is a set I got from VCI Entertainment. We've got Jerry Lawler, we've got Macho Man, Jim Cornette, Terry Funk. It's cool stuff that WWE doesn't have the rights for, which, let's face it, they have the rights for just about everything. So when you can find something that they don't have the rights to, you gotta grab it while you can. So with that being said, we're gonna go to the shelf now. Maybe I'll give you a little bit of a peek at the rest of the collection as we work our way to that shelf. Okay, I flipped the camera around. This is where I normally sit, and I'm gonna give you a peek. This is the shelves behind me. They go all the way down. There's the Doctor Who stuff. There's a Stitch plush. It's a mess in here. This DVD shelf goes all the way down here. There's the Disney stuff. We got Indiana Jones. We got the Tasmanian Devil. Rocky is face down. It looks like he's doing something illegal in some states to a DVD or a Blu-ray. Down on the floor, this is the Overrun. This is the stuff, you know, I talk sometimes about needing to build another shelf. This is why, okay? And then here's some Mego stuff. Here's some Thundercats figures. And there's the other shelf. This is the other shelf, so I have another wall to build. But that being said, here is the Rasslin. So let's just get right into it. So this is the Wrestlemania Box Set. This is up through 2006. Okay, so these are my Blu-rays. This is kind of my WrestleMania area right here. So we've got WrestleMania up to 2006 on DVD. 25th anniversary, WrestleMania 26, 27, 28, 29, 2016, the history of WrestleMania, here, I'll pull some of these out. Also, hey, it's George the Animal Steel. This is the greatest WCW pay-per-view matches, Volume 1. We got a random SummerSlam Blu-ray in here next to the SummerSlam, the 4 SummerSlam anthology sets. This is my 2003 set. This is every pay-per-view from 2003. 2003 is when I came back to wrestling. I kind of wandered away during the mid to late 90s and came back hard when Goldberg was back, Brock Lesnar's first run. Shawn Michaels was still doing fantastic work. Up here we got 2017 Battleground. We've got Eric Bischoff's Controversy Creates Cash. Right now, that was his book. Sports Entertainment's most controversial figure. That's probably close to being true. And here's the 2004 set, I believe. This is where 2004 starts, and I think I have most of 2004. These are all the pay-per-views. I've got the history of the Intercontinental Championship. The Royal Rumble Volume 1. I only have Volume 1. If you guys got a hot scoop on where to get the other 3 volumes of that, I would love to know. Hopefully they'll get re-released at some point. This is the 2005 pay-per-view box set. I'm not going to take all this out right now, but it's got all the pay-per-views from 2005 behind this paper belt. Here, let's see if we can get a peek in there. So that's cool. And, real quick, I'll say some of you guys will be like, why would you buy all this? Why do you have all this when you have the network? Well, I currently don't have the network, and I haven't had the network in months, and I will not always have the network, and the network will not always be there. I prefer to secure physical copies of things because no one can ever take these away from me. If I want to watch a match, if I want to watch a Benoit match, here they are. So I like having my own archives. I do have the space for them right now, so why not, right? We have the DX set. I will say there were 2 versions of this set. One of them features like crotch chopping action where you could actually manipulate the arms on this thing via a tab. I actually had that back in the day and I sold it and I have rebought it and it's a slimmed down. It's like it doesn't have that feature on it anymore. So that's kind of sad. This is a still sealed copy of Wrestling, the AWA collection. I think I have an unsealed one somewhere. Triumph and Tragedy, World Class Championship Wrestling, King of the Ring, multi disc collection, the Ultimate Ric Flair collection, Nature Boy, the definitive Ric Flair collection. Got Triple H, the game, NWO. That's a cool set. I like that set. War Games, the best of War Games. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Random Survivor Series from 2010. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read that. Randy Orton, RKO Out of Nowhere, The Undertaker, The Streak collection, the best pay-per-view matches of 2012. The Rock, the People's Champ. This is a very old DVD, and for a while it had gotten really hard to find, and I was really glad to have it. I think maybe it's a little bit easier now. Also, with the network being around, people have started to sell their old DVDs again, so some of these are a little bit more accessible. Here's the next Rock collection, The Rock, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. Another Rock. You can tell I really like The Rock. You could probably tell a lot about somebody's wrestling preferences from their collection. The best, the Monday Night War. Here, you guys, this is infamous right here. The self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. This was basically a huge hatchet job to the Ultimate Warrior before Vince and the Warrior had made up. And it's basically a bunch of, look at that. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches on this thing. It's basically then WWE superstars just taking a dump all over the Ultimate Warrior. WrestleMania 23. I guess there's a duplicate maybe for, I don't know. The best of Saturday Night Main Event, best of In Your House, Ladder Match 1, Ladder Match 2, The Story of the Edge, the Legends Collection. This has these inside. This has the Billy Graham Collection. There's the AWA, and then the American Dream Death to Rose, baby. We're gonna give it a death to finish, and everybody's gonna leave unsatisfied, baby. Okay, the best of Raw the Beginning, or it's just Raw the Beginning. Best of Raw 2009, another Stone Cold collection. This thing right here, I love this set because I told you guys this is one of my favorite eras, the greatest wrestling stars of the 80s. This is a 3-disc collection. I think it's fantastic. Rey Mysterio, the Brothers of Destruction collection. This is just Kane and Undertaker. You guys, Macho Man, am I right? The Randy Savage story does not get better than the Macho Man. Sting, the best of Sting. As you can tell by my shirt, I love Sting. The Destruction of the Shield. This is one of my favorite wrestling Blu-rays or DVDs ever. This is Legends of Mid-South Wrestling. It's a 2-disc Blu-ray set. Tons of Mid-South. It's kind of a bummer that WWE has the rights to the Mid-South catalog because they really haven't done much. Now, I guess some of it's on the network, but I would buy that so fast. I would buy the Mid-South archives if I could. And I told the story in one video. I don't remember which one it is, but I got to meet Ted DiBiase a year or two ago. And we talked about, that's one of the things I wanted to ask him, is working for Bill Watts in the territory days, in the Mid-South territory, and coming in as a heel against Ric Flair, getting busted open and going out as the babyface. And he talked to me about that. It was, I don't remember which video I talk about in that, or talk about that in, but it's such a great story. And you could tell that the dude still absolutely loves wrestling. ECW, Volume 2, ECW Unreleased, Attitude Era. I'm pulling all these out. Best of Raw, Raw 2011, SmackDown and Raw 2012, Rise and Fall of WCW. History is always told by the victors, which is kind of unfortunate because WCW had a great product, and this, you're not going to get like a warts and all, an admiring documentary from WWE at this point about WCW, but it does have a ton of WCW matches on it, WCW history. Starrcade Collection, Clash of Champions Collection, WCW Nitro. I think there's a volume 2 of this. I could be wrong. Hell in a Cell 2016, SmackDown 2016, Clash of Champions 2016, Payback. These are all these individual pay-per-views that I picked up dirt cheap. Actually, managed to get both of them. I think I bought the DVD first, and then the Blu-ray went down to really cheap during a WWE sale. Royal Rumble, True Story of the Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar. Yes, I've talked bad about Brock Lesnar on this channel, but I do have his Blu-ray. TLC 2015. Let's see, more Raw, Best Matches 2015, Survivor Series, Elimination Chamber, Roadblock, TLC, all this. Okay, here we go. I Never Quit, the Magnum TA story. There's actually a review of this on serialatmidnight.com. This is a fantastic documentary about a territory guy who had the whole world going for him, and then there was a terrible car accident, and he essentially just lost everything. He's still alive. He's still doing the circuit, the convention circuit. So if you get a chance to see him, do. And if you get a chance to see this documentary, I highly recommend it. Is this from High Spots? Yeah, this is a High Spots DVD. So High Spots does great sales around Black Friday too. Here's more unofficial stuff. This is Star Battle in Japan, Wrestle Kingdom 7, Wrestle Kingdom 8, Wrestle Kingdom 9, Wrestle Kingdom 10. Survivor Series 2017, the McMahon Collection, Greatest Stars of the 90s, Jericho, NXT. All right, we have one more shelf. This is our last shelf, WrestleMania 24. I think that's a duplicate. I'm not sure. The Undertaker Tombstone Collection, Hulk Hogan Ultimate Anthology, unreleased Hulk Hogan, Hulk Still Rules. We got 2 random TNA collections in here. I don't even know how long. I've had those forever. So, the Edge collection, the Greatest Superstars of WrestleMania collection, more Undertaker, Shawn Michaels from the Vault. Shawn Michaels, one of my favorite wrestlers. I think my favorite wrestlers are Sting, Shawn Michaels, Roddy Piper. I do love Hulk Hogan. Undertaker's fantastic. Yeah, the Shawn Michaels story, and I still have to get the Shawn Michaels unreleased collection. There's the Best of the Best of Raw collection, the Hardy Boys Leap with Faith. This is another one, long out of print, was very hard to find for a good minute there. I do have a copy, so I'm glad to have that. It's probably a lot easier to find now. I have 2 of these for some reason. The Roddy Piper story, Born to Controversy. Love this collection. Ricky Steamboat, Best of SmackDown 2009 to 2010, CM Punk, Survivor Series, blah, 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 blah. Falls Count Anywhere, still in its wrapper, so that's what I think about that, apparently. The Jerry Lawler Blu-ray, Rise and Fall of ECW, another Randy Savage collection, the Bret Hart collection, the U.S. Championship collection. Here's another one of those VCI DVDs. This is another, it's Jim Cornette. It's got exactly the same cover as the Volume 1 set does. Do they tell us anything of what's on here? Yeah, a little bit. But I always like to track down anything that the WWE does not have the licensing rights to, or that they don't own. Extreme Rules 2016, Money in the Bank Classic Champions, 2017, No Mercy, and Hell on a Cell TLC. And then, Kevin James, the wrestler Kevin James, there's his collection. So anyway, guys, that is it. That is my WWE collection. Not as big as you might expect, but nothing to sneeze at either. And of course, these WrestleMania DVDs are, they've got the blurred out WWF logo on a lot of them. They've got music issues and stuff, which the network copies have a lot of music issues too, the ones that are on the network. But all in all, I love my WWE collection, and I'll go through phases where I get kind of mad at the at the WWE, and I'll take a break, and then I'll come back to it, and just like no time passed. I'm like, I love you, WWE, and then I get burned out, and I get mad at them again. But I'm kind of coming back around. I took a break. I took a break right before SummerSlam of this year, because it was just the same matches over and over and over again. So, but I'm coming back around to them. So with that being said, that is my wrestling collection. You know what? We'll flip back and I'll say goodbye to you face to face. All right, so that is the collection. What do you guys think? What do you think about the wrestling product right now? I know there's crazy things going on with Ring of Honor. Chris Jericho has successfully manned a wrestling cruise, the Rock and Rager at Sea, I believe is what it was called. Things are changing. This is actually like Cody Rhodes and the Bullet Club. They basically sold out an entire show, an independent show. We are in a very interesting time where independent wrestling, the wrestlers themselves have more creative control than ever before. The product, the independent product, is better than it's ever been before. And there's a lot of just really exciting things happening. New Japan, obviously killing it with some of the stuff that they're doing, some of the stars that they've got. Kenny Omega, I have a plan to get my hands on some Kenny Omega collections, which I don't know if I can talk about on the channel or not, because it's another one of those gray area things. But it's the dark internet, you guys. Not really. But that being said, what do you guys think about what's going on? Do you consistently stay with the WWE? Do you get burned out on WWE? Let's talk some wrestling, brother. Oh yeah. It takes it out of your throat. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Head to serialatmidnight.com for this. Go to serialatmidnight.com and type wrestling into the search bar, and you'll see there's a lot of wrestling content that I haven't talked about here that's there. Some pay-per-view reviews and things like that. But always remember, the YouTube channel is not everything that I put out for Serial at Midnight. It's about half, actually. So serialatmidnight.com. Like, subscribe. You know what? I haven't said this in a while. Make sure that you've clicked that little bell. What are we supposed to say? Like, pound the like button and ring the bell. Is that what we're supposed to say? Pound the like button and ring the bell, brother. Whew. Guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will catch you later.